How's it going, YouTube? And welcome back to First Timers. Now today we're going to be doing an unpackaging of a 58-in-1 Artman GoPro kit. Actually, I guess it could be any action kit. I guess it's not a GoPro kit, it's an action camera kit. It works with a GoPro, I believe, pretty much any of the models. They actually have it stated on their website, which I'll show right here. And yeah, so I'm actually pretty stoked with it. We did buy two kits. Right now, this one is an unopened one, and the other one, me and Hero opened up just to kind of see what's in the kit and what we can use, and actually talk to you about how we've used the kit so far. Now, we did use one of the kit, one of the items in the kit, and obviously I got a little bike rash. It's not bike rash, but in the mountains, crashed, little mountain bike road rash. And I was trying to do a jump, and of course it did not go my way. And actually, let's throw that in there so you can kind of actually see the action.
Not good. Go again.
After that particular crash, I know it was a little gnarly. I did attempt it, three times total. So actually, definitely go and check out our First Timer Cycling channel. We'll put the channel up in the left-hand corner here, up right here. And definitely go and take a look. We've definitely have a lot of fun mountain biking and road biking. So definitely take a look at that channel. But anyway, I know you guys are here to take a look at this particular guy here. Don't forget to go to our Instagram and Facebook. We do tell you guys what we buy ahead of time, and we actually kind of give a brief description of how we're going to use it and all that fun stuff there. But yeah, let's jump into it. Woo! Alright, so as we jump into the Artman case here, now keep in mind this will work for multiple action cameras and not just the GoPro here. Overall, it's very nice and solid, so the black part here is very solid, and around where the zipper is a fabric. So that will probably be, I'm not going to say the weakest link, but not a solid case all the way around. Now keep in mind this is the, I guess, version 2 of their kit that Artman's made. Now keep in mind I didn't buy the version 1. This is kind of something that I was like, oh, these kits look pretty cool, and I was very excited to actually pick up 2 of these here. Now the first thing that we're going to start off with here is the actual helmet extension. Now this particular extension will allow you to bolt it, or actually stick it onto your helmet and extend it about, we'll say, 6 to 7 inches above the helmet if need be. Now keep in mind, I don't think you'll need to run your camera that high on the helmet, but it is a nice feature if you wanted to kind of have a different view. Overall, I do like what they've sent here. If you notice, the thumb screws are very nice and thread right in, no issues. Overall, if we're going to be putting in this kit onto a helmet, I would, it'd be very simple. Now it does come with again, multiple thumb screws. One's going to be a shorter one and one's going to be a longer one. This particular shorter one, you'll notice that it'll probably be very close to the GoPro on the very edge. So I would be using the longer thumb screws versus the shorter ones. But I could see if you have a small area that you're worried about and you needed it to kind of fit in that particular case, maybe, then you'll want to use the shorter ones. But like I said, for me, I usually use the longer ones there. Now the next part is a phone holder. Now one of the reasons I went with this kit was because it has a particular holder for the selfie stick that I can screw this cell phone holder onto. And again, that would be great for having things kind of laid out for you guys, like a teleprompter, or even being able to see the screen like I need to. Now overall, I usually wouldn't recommend putting this on like one of these flexible tripods with a phone, just because the weight of the phone might tip over a little easier. But for action cameras, those tripods work great. Now if you were going to mount the cell phone holder this direction and wrap it around a pole, you'll probably have better luck, and of course you can sit there and set your timer on your phone to take a picture or a video. But like I said, they're all 1/4 inch, very nice, all threads in, and that particular tripod was an older generation I purchased. Now here's the newer one. So some of the differences that you'll kind of notice between my older one and the newer one first is it's actually very similar, except around the screw to kind of hold it. You can kind of see it looks like it's a little more refined. There's also a diamond grip versus kind of the other grip is more of like lines. So overall, it for it to hold the base screw-on mount for the GoPro, I would definitely like the diamond mount over the linear one. Now it does come with some anti-fog lens, what's called lens cleaner, so it'll keep the lenses from fogging up, which is very cool. Now here's one of those tripod stand mounts that I really usually like to use here. And the main reason I like to use these is obviously the 1/4" screw on the bottom, and then you can slide your GoPro right into the top, and you can kind of mount them on anything that's 1/4" thread there. Now you can kind of see one's silver and one's gold, so the newer one is gold, obviously. Now both pieces seem very strong. The only thing that I didn't like about my old piece is it had a very sharp edge, so it's really hard to kind of showcase it. This Artman has more of rounded edges, so overall what we've been able to use so far has been able to slide in very nice. Now they did send a little thank you card, and if you had any issues or wanted to shout them out, they do give them an email and all that fun stuff. And so far Artman's been like I said, a very great product, so super excited about what they've kind of sent out here. Now the next part here is we obviously 3M tapes and more mounts. These particular mounts, you'll be able to sit there and mount them on curved items, so say like helmets and all that fun stuff. You can kind of see the slight curve there. So anything with that curve obviously will be able to fit it, so I'd say motorcycle and bike helmets. But again, very easy to stick on, and usually with the 3M tape, it's usually very strong and you don't have to worry about it coming out. Now they did give a bag with this here. I'm assuming to hold all your smaller accessory parts like the thumb screws and stuff like that, but you can stick, like this particular item here, we're able to stick the actual helmet extension piece in the bag, and it would seem to close just fine. But overall, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's for the smaller accessories. And overall, like I said, the bag is actually not bad, but it's not like the best strong bag that you can purchase, but it's actually really nice. Now here is an actual tool to actually tighten down the thumb screws. Now when you're actually tightening these down, keep in mind you do have to use the longer pieces if you're running it on the side of the GoPro. And main reason is because if you run the shorter ones, you won't be able to get that tool because it's a little too thick to kind of get around the GoPro there, because usually they're pretty close. Now there's only one direction that this tool goes on. You can kind of see how I'm showing you one side looks finished and the other side doesn't. The side that doesn't look like it's finished obviously fits right in and locks right in just fine. Other than that, you can sit there and tighten it down really nice and easy. Now this really works for when you're out mountain biking. I'm assuming more of like action sports. Now I've really never used the nut portion of that tool, but I could see that it would probably be really handy if you ever needed to really tighten a nut on something. Now these particular adapter pieces are actually pretty cool. Just because if you did mount something on, say on a helmet, but you're trying to get a different view and you didn't want to have to sit there and take the actual mount off, you can actually buy this particular piece. They do sell them separately, but I would just buy the whole kit, for the price of all these guys. I would literally sit there and you can mount it one direction, front to back, and then I'll say I wanted to get like a left shot, I can just mount that little accessory right on there and get that left or right shot without any issues. And it allows you to kind of move things around and on their own pivot there as well. So it actually is a very cool accessory if you wanted to get something like that too. Like I said, this all so far everything that I pulled out of this kit is with this kit here. So like I said in the description, there's going to be a link to this particular kit, and I would definitely recommend it. Now actually there's two different sizes, so you're going to notice that One is short and one is long. Typically the shorter ones I've been using on like car stuff where the suction mounts and stuff like that. And then the long ones I've been using on the mountain bikes. And again, it came with 2 more thumb screws, one short and one long as well. And maybe if you have a different action cam, those shorter ones might work better for those. But like I said, I haven't really figured that out yet. Now, as we're working on the, as we're coming out to this guy, I'm not too sure what it is. I'm pretty sure, I think they called it like a remote holder, but I don't know what I would really be, what type of remote holder I would be using it for, or what, you know, what we would be able to connect it to. But I do have an idea what to use it for, but it's probably not going to be for the GoPro. So I won't really talk about how I'm going to use it, but it is a, yeah, like I said, it says remote holder. Maybe if you guys can throw in a comment, let us know what you use yours for. It's one of those things that I would definitely like to know, just in case, before I go and ruin it on something. Now this is a backpack mount. Now this particular backpack mount is very nice, and it actually has a very good teeth pattern that's in there. Now it's a little tight here to pull, so overall once you do kind of get it open, you can kind of see how well their teeth pattern and how sharp they are. And I do enjoy that, and I feel that will be very nice for your typical backpack clip. Now just keep in mind, if you have like a really high-end backpack, I don't know if I would clip that on there because it might ruin the either the leather, or you know, if it's like a designer bag or something like that. And now of course every kit I've kind of seen had this little kind of like a lanyard holder, and I don't know exactly where to put it, but overall very easy to use. Just literally push it through the little holder hole, and then you'll just run the line through it, and then kind of how you see it there, as I tighten on my finger, I can actually sit there and lock it in. Now as we continue, just keep in mind, one of the reasons I did buy this particular kit was because I can use the selfie stick and this holder. This particular holder is for that cell phone mount that you can mount on the selfie stick. So on the selfie stick here, you're going to see that it's actually built really nice and sturdy. We've been able to use that on our tripod, so we can actually just unscrew it because there's a 1/4" screw on the bottom of the selfie, or not screw, but a female adapter on the bottom of this selfie stick. And overall, the idea is to be able to either use it as kind of like a little man-made teleprompter, or you can use it as a kind of like a viewing screen. And that's kind of been our biggest thing, is, you know, a lot of our stuff's been very unscripted, and we want to be able to kind of up our game a little bit and maybe have things laid out a little better. So the idea is to be able to use, where did I put the cell phone holder here? I think it's off to the side here. But yeah, actually being able to use the cell phone holder, I can use the back side of it, obviously here. Now I can screw it right on. And now imagine I can sit there, once I have this screwed on tight, I can mount the cell phone right into that spot there. And now I actually can use that so I can view my screen. And that's, like I said, you don't know how important that is if I'm sitting there and I'm actually talking to the GoPro camera and I can't see myself. Now obviously the new GoPro Hero 9 has a screen, but again, I just don't want to go out and spend another $400 plus on a new GoPro just to get a screen. Now I obviously have multiple cell phones, and just as long as I can connect them to my GoPro, I can physically see the screen. Now the main reason I can't really show you the screen right now is because I'm actually using my Red Magic 5S phone to do the recording here. And overall, like I said, it's been actually a very nice phone to do, and I really wanted to kind of showcase the camera in this as I'm connecting things to it. Now you're going to notice that there's a little locking mechanism on the selfie stick. Now if I move it to the left, typically it locks it, and if I move it to the right, it'll unlock it, and now it's pretty much locked into place once I turn it right back to the left. So I can either have it fully extended and locked, or I can unlock it and kind of choose how long I want it to go. Now this is going to be the head strap, and the cool thing with these head straps is you just pretty much bolt it on your head, or put it on your head, not bolt it on, but put it on your head. And literally with the kind of like that sticky grip that you see here, Overall, even if you had hair, it really actually sticks to your head very well, and it is very adjustable. I did use a GoPro version of this when I went on my trip to Japan, and overall it was a very amazing thing to use, because it's just like bolt on and then just start recording. Now I did lose my particular GoPro and head strap, so just make sure you have it with you at all times. Now the next thing is the actual chest mount here, and I'll show you a picture of how a hero wears his in a few seconds here. But like I said, the chest mount is actually really nice. But the only problem that I kind of felt with my chest mount, since I'm a little bigger, I'm not as skinny as Hero, I have a little more fat around kind of my chest area, and it looked a little weird with the fat being pushed up. And so Hero's been enjoying this chest mount more than I have. But I will definitely try to use it, just because it is a great accessory to have for the GoPro. Now the clip, I did actually put it on upside down. Typically when you're gonna want to run this particular guy, slide it in from top down, and then you can actually mount the GoPro right in there, and you can kind of see the different angles that you can kind of get it at, so it kind of gets a lot closer to the chest if you want to aim up higher, or you can aim it down lower and have different angles. Now again, like I said, when you're mountain biking and if you use the chest mount, you probably already kind of know that it's not going to be perfectly straight. You're going to have it in different angles. Now this particular kit does come with 2 of those mounts for the chest strap, so I don't know if they assume that you might break it or you might crash, or if maybe they're just thinking that you might just lose it. But they're exactly identical, so there's nothing like I said, they're just both identical. But overall, it's a great item to have, and like I said, Hero's been using it. He's super excited. I think we've gone on 2 rides with the chest mount, and we had another chest mount originally, and this actually seems to be built better overall than the other one, so we're very stoked about that. And again, we have multiple thumb screws. I think 2 of each size, so 2 of the shorter ones and 2 of the longer ones here. Now, as we get a little deeper into this here, the floaty, I know not everybody's going to be taking their camera out into the ocean or the lake, but it is something that I do plan to use. But overall, I just don't know if we'll be able to actually get to use it this year, just because obviously my wife and I just had a child, and the child, they don't, the doctors say not to let our kid be in the sun for that long. They're saying maybe 15-20 minutes, but no direct sunlight, and it's kind of hard to do that if we go to the lake or beach, because we'd have to hold an umbrella or have to be in a perfect position every time blocking the sun. But like I said, it actually feels very good, very solid plastic. Definitely something that, if you're into water sports or going to the ocean or lake, definitely something that I would definitely recommend. Now this guy, I've never used this is like a little wrist mount here. I've actually never used one. I've always wanted to try to use one. I see a lot of people using it while they're at theme parks and all that fun stuff, but I've never had any luck using these. Now this one's a little tight, as you notice, so I had to kind of actually push it down just a little bit past there to get it over my hand. But overall, once you get it on, it actually is pretty nice. Now the hard part is I couldn't turn the right now, if you notice, I can't turn the swivel piece here, so it looks like I have to take it off and kind of turn it manually, so it's pretty solid right now. And so to actually get it to turn, it's wow, there you go. So it's very, very stiff. So the cool thing is it'll hold the position that you want it in, and once you mount the camera onto it, you just go, whoop, there you go, I'm done. And now you can, as you're walking around, you can just talk into it, and it's not all out of place, and it's very, for me, I feel like it's a very nice hidden piece of accessory that most people overlook. Now, of course, we have more mounts, and depending on where you're going to be mounting these particular guys, these are flat, so they're not curved. These would be perfect for, we'll say if you have, I don't want to say car dash because I hate putting things on the dash, but something that's very flat it would be very nice. And they give you enough sticky, enough 3M double-sided tape to mount on items, so you don't have to worry about, if I didn't put it on right, or I want to move it over to here. So it is actually a very nice kit. And we do have another one of the tripod mounts with a 1/4 inch on the bottom and action camera adapter on top. So obviously a thumb screw, but like I said, very similar to the old one I had. And the biggest difference is how rough or how sharp the other ends are versus these ones that are round. And like I said, my action camera has been able to slide into these a lot easier than those. Those ones that I was showing you, I did buy those on Amazon, and they were a really good price. So I just needed them. Now this particular mount I've ran on the outside of a car, and I'm not gonna say it was my car, and I'm not gonna say that I was out driving over 80 miles an hour, but I could say that we tested it on the outside of a windshield, clean windshield, at 80 miles an hour, we'll say. And it actually held, so that was actually pretty cool. Now I know this particular mount is kind of meant for inside the car, so you can actually mount it to the dash, kind of to the dash, and you can use it as a dash cam. And I think that's actually really cool to have something like this in your car if you ever needed it. Would I use it as a dash cam? No, but it does come with another accessory. So if you wanted to mount your camera one direction with the thumb screw, you can. If you didn't, you don't have to. Now I have an old selfie stick because I always like trying to use older stuff, but obviously this particular selfie stick is missing the other mount. But overall, it looks like it will work really nice. And I do, like I said, this particular thumb screw, it actually does have a very nice screw, so you can screw it to the bottom of an item and make it allow it to mount a lot easier. Now the cool thing about this is it looks like I could probably use the cell phone mount on there and use it as a cell phone holder too. So if you're buying this kit and you're kind of going, well, I don't do a lot of car stuff, you can actually buy this and actually use that cell phone holder and mount your cell phone in your car with that holder. Now for something that we've been using a lot, and obviously with that crash that you saw, I ended up crashing 3 times in my last mountain biking day, which will be airing on Monday. So I'll put a link once that airs. But this particular guy took some pretty good damage, and I'm very impressed with how well this bar mount has handled. When we go out, typically Hero uses the chest mount and I use the handlebar mount. I would definitely recommend using these guys because I was pretty impressed on how well it took the damage today. Overall, like I said, it looked like at one point my camera just landed right on it, and I was just like, oh man, did I just break the camera or did I break one of the mounts? Overall, it actually did very well. It has like little rubber seals on the inside, so you're not scratching up your actual handlebars. Obviously, on my particular bikes, my stem is pretty thick, so I can't usually put it onto the stem itself. So I do have to use those adapter pieces to kind of run it in the front to back motion. So with those adapter pieces, it's actually really nice. Now I've been trying to figure out how to use this case with the other one, and the way they kind of have the foam laid out in here, I was hoping that they actually would have had like a kind of like foam they kind of tear in and out and slide in different positions, but no. So obviously I was thinking I'll need to probably maybe put my camera inside of a bag just so it looks really good and holds and stays in place. But I'm assuming that this bag will probably fit right in that big square there with all the extra accessories. I didn't mean to go crazy on everything, but I am very stoked on how everything turned out. All right, so hopefully you guys got a lot of knowledge out of that and being able to see what comes in this 58-in-1. I know obviously you could take a look at a picture, but being able to actually see the parts move and see how, or in here actually how we actually use the product. It's very, 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 very cool. And like I was saying before, we've been able to use the bike mount already, and that's been amazing so far. We've also been able to use the car mount. And again, like I said, I'm not going to say we were driving at 80 miles an hour, but it was able to hold itself on a vehicle at 80 miles an hour. So I could actually just say it's speed tested at 80 so far. But it's actually very, 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 very good. I'm pretty sure probably people use it more on the inside. So I definitely say have a very clean windshield if you're going to try to put it on the outside. But I'm pretty sure it's rated for inside use, kind of like using like a dash cam. But overall, it does actually work very, very, very well. I can't wait to actually use, like I said, the actual floaty. This year we probably won't be able to get to a lake to actually be able to test that out, just because we do have a newborn, and we, it's right now just having the kid in the sun for 6 to 8 hours probably isn't going to be a good idea for him just yet, but we'll get there at some point. But anyway, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button. If you have any comments, definitely list them below. Also, if you notice, my GoPro was on the table. I am filming this with my new phone, the Red Magic 5S. Definitely go check out, actually over here, definitely check out that video. Just so, if you're actually interested in a new phone, it is a gaming phone. Overall, I feel like it actually is doing a very wonderful job with the pictures so far. This is actually not an edited or color graded video, so definitely check out the phone. Overall, I feel like it's doing amazing so far, and for the purpose of gaming, it does fabulous as well. But anyway, don't forget Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff down in the description. Anyway, see you later. See YouTube. We'll be back. And don't forget, first timers, if you want to see first timer cycling, if you want to see me crash, it's gonna be there. Anyway, laters.